Okay, so we're going to talk about problem set 3, and the first part we're going to look at is, so when you start, like it's going to talk about there's an indifference curve over corn and tractors. Under autarky, Amy produces blank tractors and blank bushels of corn. And what that means is that's looking for your endowment. So your endowment is going to be where this curve and this curve meet. So they meet right here. So we're going to put that point there. Okay. And automatically what I like to do is I like to go up and I go boom, 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 boom. Okay, so you know that it hits this point right here, which is 7. So the length of this is 7. I keep that in mind, okay? And then so that'll help us whenever we have to find our relative price. Okay, so then it's asking, so under this, Amy produces blank tractors and blank bushels of corn. So here is corn, so we'll start with tractors, okay? So at this point, we know that tractors, that there are 7. So we're going to write 7, okay? And then we know that for corn, so if at corn, at this point, the point is here, so we know that there's 14. There's 14 and there's 7. So that's how you find how much she produces. So like fun thing, so like the producing is gonna be a point. So point, and that's our point right here. Alright, so next it asks, so the relative price of corn is, so what you're going to do is you're going to, we're going to draw a tangent line, and all that means is we're going to draw a line that just goes straight in between this curve and doesn't touch anything else. So when we draw it, you can kind of see it this way better. Okay, so that's pretty good right there. Okay, so we're gonna draw this line. We really don't have to really doesn't have to be perfect like all the way up. It just needs to get to this point, Okay, so like I said, how we find relative prices is we're going to go down and over like we talked about yesterday. So we already know that, so that this point right here, it's going to touch 21. Okay, so we go down, so when we go down, it's 7. Okay, so write 7 down. And then when we go over, we go 2, 4, 6, we're at 20, and then 21 is 7, so over 7, which equals 1. So the slope is 1, and that is our relative price, and so that's going to be $1. That's our answer. Okay, so if you keep going, so we've got this, so we know that this is our endowment point right here. Okay, so the next page that we're going to look at is this chart. Okay, so it says that suppose that the world price of corn is $36 and Amy can trade with the rest of the world, create a blah blah blah. We're looking for all this different stuff. So the relative price. So this is the relative price. Okay, the supply of corn. So this is our supply of corn. Alright, so price of corn, supply of, so relative price, the supply of corn, the supply of tractors. Okay, let's see if you can. Okay, and then supply of tractors, the consumption of corn. So like you can see quantity, quantity, consume, consume. Of corn right here, the little corn, and then the little t. Okay, and then this is our, and then the net exports. So and then the net imports. Or this is asking for the net exports again. Okay. Of tractors. So of tractors and of corn. Okay, so EX. Okay, so it wants us to find the, so whenever the world prices of tractors is 12, 18, 36, 72, and 108. Okay, but so the price, so right here, this is the price of corn over the price of tractors. So and it's already, they're saying that the price of, so the world price of corn is 36. So this is always going to be 36. Okay, because the corn is 36, so price of corn is 36. So you just go ahead and write 36, 36, 36, 36, and 36. Okay. Over the price of tractors, and they're giving you the different prices that they want you to test out, and this will all show up on the graph in a little bit. But first we're gonna write this stuff out. Okay, so I want you to find whenever it's at 12. So one of our options is going to be 12. The next option is going to be 18. The next option is going to be 36. And the next option is going to be 72. And the next option is going to be 108. Alright, then we're going to simplify that out, those different things. So we're going to get so your slope is going to be 3. Okay, your slope is going to be 2. Your slope is going to be 1. And your slope is going to be 1 over 2. And then your slope is going to be 1 over 3. Okay, so all of those are just simplified out. So these are your relative prices. Okay, so this one should look pretty familiar because we just found the relative price of one. Okay, we just found that. So like we figured out, so at the so if we're using this right here, okay, we found that at a relative price of 1, they produce, so their quantity that they're going to produce is 7, and they're going to produce 14 corn, 7 tractors, 14 corn. And so that's the supply. The quantity they have never changes. So okay, so sorry. Okay, so the quantity they have. So they have, so for corn, they have, at this point right here, they have 14 corn, and they have seven tractors. So what you're gonna write is for corn, they had 14, and for tractors they had 7. And then they're also, at this point, they're also demand. So this is like the demand. So they're also demanding. This is like what you have, and this is what they want. Okay. So this has to do with the customers, this slope, and this has to do with what you can produce. Okay. So you have that amount, and that's how much they want. So it's going to be the same thing again. So they want 14, and then they want 7. And since you have those like we talked about yesterday. So you supply 14 bushels of corn, and they want 14 bushels of corn. So you don't have to bring anything in. So you put 0. And then those are the same too, the tractors and the tractors. And so this is for corn, this is for tractors. Okay, so that's how we have that out. So 1 is done, and you have it graphed as well. Okay, the next we can do is we can do 2. So you come back to your grid. Okay, and the way that we're going to graph 2 is I'm just going to go ahead and find the slope. So if I were to, like over here how we did, so it was 7 down, 7 to the right was 1. So if I do 4 down and 2 to the right, that's 2. So I'm just going to keep that curve the same the entire time. And I'm just going to keep moving it over and over and over until I hit one point on the curve, which looks like about right here. Yeah, so that's my curve. Okay. And what it shows is that I've hit about 16 for corn and about 3 for tractors. So I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to write 16 for corn and 3 for tractors. Okay, but we're not done yet. So my slope, now I'm going to graph it. Okay. Okay, so as we can see now that it's going to hit about this point right up here. Okay, so this is our consuming point. What this has to do with them? Okay, so what it looks like is it's hitting about 11 for corn and about like 18 for tractors, it looks like about. Alright, so what they want is they want 11 bushels of corn, and they want 18 tractors. So for the consumer, so they want 11 corn and they want 18 tractors. So with this being said, when you do the math, so you have 16, and they need 11. Let me check my answer on the last one. So you have a positive 4, a positive 5, and but you supply 3 and they want 18, so you have a negative 15. So that's how you do that, and you would do that for every single one that you have. So for a slope of 3, so next I would do is I would do 6 and 2, because 6 down, 2 over, that's 3. So you come over here, and then you move it, move it, move it until you get to another point. It's about like right here. So it looks like you're hitting about 17 corn. I don't really know how to do that one, if I'm being honest, Jordan. That's how you kind of do it.